hold on there, Mr. Zebra. What's going on? Settle down, buddy. I couldn't help it, Mrs. Neve. I'm just so excited. I got the most amazing news. What is it? What is it? Slow down. I heard that my cousin Zachary is coming all the way from Africa to visit. I can hardly wait to see him. I haven't seen him for years. Oh, this is exciting. Yeah. Great news like that always makes you feel glad, doesn't it? It sure does. It makes you feel glad. Hey, that reminds me of my favorite Bible verse, the Z verse. That's right. Zion heard and was glad. Absolutely. Yeah, Zion heard about the good news, didn't they, Mrs. Neve? That's right. They heard the good news that God is great. God is good. He's fair. He always makes great decisions. He has a plan. And he is the ruler over the whole universe. Wow, that is good news. That's terrific news. You know, I should write that down. What a great idea. In fact, we're going to do just that. Boys and girls, our handwriting page today is the Z-verse. Cool, the Z-verse. Now, it is found in your handwriting binders. So you'll want to grab your binder, and it'll be towards the back of your binder. And this is what your Z-verse page looks like. Now, normally, I know the pages in your binders we don't write the name on, but today I need you to do that since you'll be handing the paper in, and it won't stay in the binder. So first and last name on the top, please, and then you've got some Z's to trace and copy, and then the Z-verse, which I have up here on the whiteboard. So let's have a look. Of course, you've got your lines with your Z's there. So we're going to go ahead. Mrs. Neve! Oh, yes, Mr. Zebra? Could I please stand over a little closer? Sure. I want to watch. Yeah, because he's excited about writing down the Z-verse. Yeah. Okay, so you've got some lines of Z sets. And uppercase, lowercase, Z. You guys are great at making Z's. This will be a piece of cake. So start at the top, make a straight line over to the right like that, and then zig it back down to the left, and then zag it over to the right. Now I'm seeing that I should bring my zag line over a little bit farther. I kind of want this end to line up with that bottom part of the Z, and the right side to line up with the right side there. That looks pretty good. Same with my lowercase z, but it's smaller, just in the downstairs. Line over to the right, zig it down to the left, and zag it over to the right. Z for zigzag. Yeah. Do you remember the zigzag people from Starfall? You might want to check it out. Okay, so now our Z sets. We've got uppercase Z, lowercase z, finger space, uppercase Z, lowercase z, finger space. One more set. Uppercase Z, lowercase z. I'm done. Now, there's only one thing to really watch out for when you're making the Z's, is to make sure you zig over to the right first, all right? Sometimes I see it where kids will they'll go to the left first, and then the line comes down, and you've got a backwards Z. You can see it's not facing the same way. So make sure you go to the right first, then zig it down to the left, kind of like a 7 at this point, huh? And then over to the right. So make sure those Z's are facing the right way. Let's go ahead and erase that now. Okay, so now you've got a few lines of those to do, and then you're ready to trace and copy the Z-verse. The first word, of course, starts with the Z, Zion, which remember is a place. I'm going to make an uppercase Z, and it's uppercase for a couple of reasons. First, of course, it's the line leader of the sentence. That gets to be uppercase. But this word, even if it were over in the middle of the sentence, we'd still capitalize the Z because it's a name. You always capitalize the first letters of names. In this case, the name of the place, Zion. Mrs. Neve? Yes, Mr. Zebra? I was just kind of wondering. Now, Zion is the land of Israel, right? Right. Now, is it close to Africa, where I'm from? Well, you know, it's in the same part of the world. There's parts of Africa, I mean, Africa's huge, but there's in the northern part that is right next door to Israel practically. Oh, that close, huh? Yeah, the northern part. In fact, do you remember the story of Joseph, how his brothers sold him into slavery and he was brought down into Egypt? I remember. Well, Egypt is actually in Africa. It's a country in Africa. Oh, so close by to Israel. Cool. So I'm from a part of the world that's close to Israel. Cool. All righty, Mr. Zebra. Okay, back to our Zion here. We've got our Z, uppercase, and then I, O, and N. Okay, then I'm going to leave my space there, and you're going to trace the next word that starts with an H, Zion, heard, right? So H, E, A, R, and then the D. Circle first, and then the line. Now, I know you'd look at the word heard, and you'd think, what's that A doing in the middle? Doesn't ER make the sound? Couldn't we just do this, Mrs. Neve? H-E-R-D, and get heard that way? Actually, we can. But it's not the kind of heard like in this sentence. This is the kind of herd like a group of animals. A herd of zebras? That's right. So that's this kind of herd. Homonyms. This is the kind of herd like I heard with my ears. So remember, Zion heard the good news about God. Why do they spell it that way? We don't know. You just need to remember, all right? So Zion heard, and then they have the empty line for you to copy Zion heard. So this time you're not tracing it, doing it all on your own, and I know you're going to do a great job. Uppercase Z, I, O, N. Zion, leave your space, heard. H, E, A, R, D. Circle first, then the line. Zion heard and. Bing, bing, sight word, right? A, N, D. Again, we have another D with the circle first and then the line. Don't forget and. It's a sight word. Yeah. You see it a lot when you're reading, so remember it. Zion heard and was. Bing, bing, another sight word. So W, A, S. Remember, you just have to remember was. I know it looks like was. It's not. Was. And was glad. You've got your GL, blend, special sound. Glad, A, glad. Another D, circle first and then the line. We've got a lot of D's in this verse. Have you noticed that? There's a D there, a D there, a D over here. And then they do have an exclamation point at the end of this sentence to give it a little extra oomph. Not, Zion heard and was glad. It's Zion heard and was glad. Woo! Yeah, okay. Very good, Mr. Zebra. And now you're going to copy and was glad on that next line. And A, N, D, bing, bing, was, W-A-S, bing, bing, glad. G-L-A-D, exclamation mark. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good there. Oh, I can hardly wait to do my page, Mrs. Neve. I know you're going to do a great job, Mr. Zebra. One more question, Mrs. Neve. What was that? I noticed some other animals here. Oh, yes, it's the insects. They've been having fun acting out addition equations. Oh, they did 1 + 9 = 10. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, boys and girls, do a great job on your handwriting page. Absolutely. And always remember, God has a plan. That's right. See you next time, boys and girls. We love you. We do.